Hey everyone, it's me Gavin Vengeance, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do something a little bit different and not a reaction. It's going to be a overview of my thoughts initially of Genshin Impact versus how I feel about the game now. So I guess the big thing that I want to start this video with is talking about Zelda Breath of the Wild and the similarities, because I know a lot of people like to compare Genshin to Breath of the Wild just because, again, a lot of the similarities in terms of like the stamina system or the gliding, the looting, pretty much everything, to the crafting the foods and all that sort of thing. So there's no doubt it is very inspired by Zelda Breath of the Wild. But there's something different about Genshin Impact, and I'm not sure if it's just the fact that like your weapons don't break whenever you use them, or maybe it's just the overall like anime aesthetic, or the combat. Because I honestly think, to me, it's the combat. When I initially played Zelda Breath of the Wild, I picked it up when it first released for the Nintendo Switch as a gift for my fiance. She absolutely loves Zelda, so I knew this was going to be up her alley. When I first saw the trailers of it and everything, I was like, oh wow, they're going open world with Zelda, that's awesome. So when she got it, she played it, and she's put more than like 1,000 hours probably into the game, and still swears that it is the absolute best Zelda game that she's ever played. I've played my fair share of Zelda games over the years, and honestly, and I know I'm probably gonna piss off a lot of people by saying this, but I'm not really a huge fan of the series, and it's probably because I was more into like Final Fantasy and everything growing up, more of like the turn-based RPG versus the action or combat, I guess, action adventure. But I do like action adventure games as well, so maybe it's just like the whole aesthetic or something to do with Zelda. Anywho, again, not my favorite series, but I did try Breath of the Wild, and I played it for a couple of hours. But I wasn't really a fan of it, and I'm really not going to sugarcoat it. I didn't like it, and I guess it's just mainly, again, the aesthetic of it, or just the fact that your weapons break after you use them so much. But there was just something about it. Maybe it was just the music, but there was something that I didn't like. And when I first saw Genshin Impact, I was reminded a lot of that stuff. I saw the trailer at like an E3 event or something like that, and I was like, okay, this looks interesting, really interesting. I like the anime style of it, but it does remind me of something, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And then like Ash walks in and she's like, that's Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm like, oh yeah, right. It's very similar. So needless to say, I was really intrigued by it. The world of Teyvat looked extremely beautiful to me, and I wanted to find out more about the game. So I remember going to like Genshin's website and reading up all like the character bios and the lore of the world, and then eventually reading all like the mangas and everything that they had posted on the website, and just really getting invested in Genshin Impact before it released. And I know that like an alpha and everything happened prior to that trailer being released. Unfortunately, I didn't participate into it, and I know a couple of other characters that still have yet to be implemented into the game did appear in those alphas and everything, so that's pretty cool. But for me, I didn't know what else to think of it. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try this out when it comes out, maybe when it decreases in price. Then I got a trailer happen, like a state of play or something, and it was like free to play. And then I was like, what? All these alarms and everything started going off in my head, and I'm like, all of the free to play games I've played over the years, I've had some sort of gimmick where it's like, gimme, 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 gimme. So I was kind of like put off by that, and I was a little bit skeptical when I heard that Genshin was free, because I was like, damn, this looks like a full-on, full-price title. What's the catch? So I did eventually get the game, and I tried it out, because I was like, okay, I want to see, you know, what the deal is here. What are they going to try to twist my arm and get me to spend money on? And after I played it for a couple of weeks, I was like, okay, I understand how they're gonna end up making money on this game. Like, I do get the business model that they're going for, but I also understood that it's not pay to win per se. It's really like aesthetic slash FOMO, I guess, fear of missing out. because there are some really damn cool character designs in this game. And if you want those characters, then if you're not lucky enough, you're probably gonna have to buy more of the premium currencies in order to pull for those characters. That being said, the game actually does give you a fair amount of like premium currency or resources or whatever you want to call it to try for certain banners. And you are guaranteed to get at least one rare character after so many attempts. That's not saying you're gonna absolutely get that character unless you pull, I think it's like 180 times or something like that, which I know might seem a bit absurd, but 10 pulls is what you would, average like, I don't know, $20 or something, at least where I'm from. So, that out of the way, you're not really forced to pay for anything in this game unless you really want to become like extremely overpowered and completely take a lot of the challenge out of the game. Again, this game does give you plenty of opportunities to get that premium currency because it is very periodically updated with different seasonal events and just random events, and again, opportunities to get that premium currency, whether it be just the primo gems or, the fates that you use to wish for characters. So with that being said, you really, again, don't have to spend any money. You just pretty much need to log in and complete the events, and the game tries to kind of keep you coming back to do so. So if you really want to play free-to-play, you do have an opportunity here to experience the entirety of this game completely free-to-play. I've seen plenty of people in the endgame using the base characters that the game starts you off with, whether it be like Amber or Lisa or Kaya. A lot of these characters, believe it or not, are still used in endgame comps, even for things like Spiral Abyss, which is touted as the most difficult thing in Genshin Impact. It's really crazy to see just how accessible this game is, that you really never need to swipe your card or put in your PayPal information or whatever else. It really can be experienced fully and completely without ever spending a dime on it. Again, to me, it's still mind-blowing at this point in time to think that such a quality title is extremely free-to-play and accessible on like every single device, mobile, computer. You got it on console. It's nuts. The only thing I think that's not available on currently as time of recording this is Nintendo Switch, but I'm sure it's going to come eventually. That being said, like I've spent pretty much every day the last, I don't know, 4 or 5, probably even 6 months, however long this game's been out, playing every single day and logging into this, and not because I'm addicted to it or, I feel like I'm gonna miss out on something if I don't log into the game, but because I genuinely enjoy playing this game and just experiencing the world and going each day and spending my resin and just doing content online with other people. It's crazy. The community surrounding Genshin Impact is really good as well. I know a lot of people kind of knock like the online play because for most of the trials and everything, it is a very brief period of online play. But we did get things recently like Theater Mechanicus, which was a temporary event that they implemented, more of like a tower defense type game, that it was a longer play session, especially if you did do it in the co-op. I did try out a couple of matches myself, and I really did enjoy it. There's a chat function and everything if you want to communicate with people. I know a lot of people usually don't communicate online, but honestly, you'll find that in even big games like Final Fantasy XIV, where you don't get any communication from randoms that you meet up with. So again, it's not really surprising to me, and I wouldn't really knock the online play because of that. If anything, I guess it's just mainly the differences between getting paired up with people that are also playing on PC or console versus getting paired up with people playing on mobile who are probably more at like a disadvantage for like controls or just connection in general. Outside of that, honestly, there's not really a whole lot I can complain about. The game, I did experience like a few minor bugs, but nothing like completely jarring or game breaking. It's really well made, and again, a lot of the environments, the music, the characters, just everything in general is just, it's crazy. I honestly cannot believe this quality of a title is completely free. And again, I know that a big misconception is that it is a gacha game and you have to spend all kinds of money, but Like I've already said, you really don't. It's nuts. I know there's a gigantic lifetime for this game as well. They've already released like a roadmap and everything, and I got a feeling that Genshin Impact is going to be continuing its updates for, you know, a couple of years at the very least. So there's a gigantic game here to experience with additional areas being unlocked in upcoming patches and everything. There's going to be even more to explore. Like I know when the game initially dropped, we didn't even have Dragon Spine, which is crazy. And it's really refreshing to see something so well made this day and age when you have full price titles that are god awful, to say the least. But yeah, I don't know what I can really say about Genshin Impact outside of the fact that like I really love this game. I enjoy it, and it's nice to see it getting so much support as well. It's getting a lot of attention and everything on like Twitch and everything and YouTube, and it deserves it. It's really good. MiHoYo did a stellar job with this, and I didn't even hear about MiHoYo until I started playing Genshin Impact, and it has piqued my interest in what other titles they have made and everything. Like I went and checked out like Honkai Impact and everything just because of Genshin. So if you've been on the fence or thinking about like picking up the game and just, you know, trying it out or seeing what all the craze is about, go for it. What have you got to lose? Like, it's incredible. I would highly recommend it to anybody, and it's crazy. I'm at a loss for words. But yeah, that's my feelings on Genshin Impact. I'm going to continue to play this game for the foreseeable future. Stay tuned to the channel for any reactions or anything like that, or you guys just want to talk to me about your own experiences with Genshin Impact and what you think about it, or anything you think I might have missed about, like, you know, the combat, about how awesome and fast-paced it can be, especially if you're playing on something like a computer or console where you can swap between your characters and do some really crazy shit. It's wicked, man. Again, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel or anything, please remember to do so. If you guys did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Follow me over on Twitter at Gavin Vengeance if you want to keep in touch, or again, just leave me a comment in the comments below. I will be reading them. Thanks again for supporting the channel, guys. It's crazy, man. This channel has grown so much just because of Genshin Impact, and I know it might seem like a drop in the bucket for a lot of people, but to me, it's crazy. Thanks again. Appreciate it. I'll see you all for the next video. Take care. Peace.